Chit Chat with Shanaz. And who is Ken? Where is Ken? He's missing in action. Well, do join us. He'll be here pretty soon. Rory Jagdale, good evening to you. Hey Mahen, how you doing? Steve Ramprasad, good evening to you. Auntie Nalini Naidu, how you doing? The famous John from Queens, Mr. Kenneth Ramprasad, will be on very shortly. Marilyn Ali, how you doing? Sing Love, how you doing? Good evening, good evening. And yes, it's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Our guest tonight is attorney Naresh Gehi, because immigration is a question and all the fees we're going to be talking about. So keep it locked right here.
Brother on the dance floor, brother likes to party, brother likes to move that fancy brother body. Brother on the dance floor, brother likes to party, brother likes to move that fancy brother body. Panthak pe aake saiya, marode bhaiya, and everybody blames it on Radha. Chhede hai humka naiya, beri kanhaiya, and everybody blames it on Radha. Hoga bola kho dil ka chor, humka to lage bor. Hua hai aisi babla jo kehta jaye.
Maureen Ramchar, good evening to you. How are you doing? Fiona, good evening to you. Good evening to each and every one of you. Hey, War Boss Andy, good evening to you. And everyone in Guyana locked on as well. Trinidad and Tobago, big up to you guys. And not forgetting Canada. The beautiful Bibi Razak, Nilam, how you doing? The beautiful Sonia Chandani, Nelma, how you doing? Good evening to Selecta Abid and the entire Island Zone family.
Likes to move that fancy brother body.
We had Navin Pagu earlier on the session. Jammin' always with the Olies. Maureen Ramchan, good evening to you. Sonia, how you doing? That's Sonia Andrew as well. Good night to Auntie Jean Bajan. Norman Davis, how you doing?
Once more, ढूंढूंगी चारों ओर, मिलेगा कोई और, दूंगी मैं हाथों में मेरे दिल की ये डोर. 'Cause Radha wants more.
Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Thank you, Chandra Lal. Omar Ramsaru, Agnes Rampal, Bibi Razak.
राधा राधा काहे इतना गुरूर भला, छोड़ो भी नखरे ये कैसी अदा, तुमने क्या सोचा है कि तू ही मशहूर.
Who is our DJ today? It's Selecta Bolt for the ones and the twos, making your Monday night a little bit brighter. Erlene Khan, good evening to you. Share the link, share the love. If you have questions on immigration, feel free to ask them in our chat box. We have attorney Naresh Gehi in the studio tonight to answer all your questions. Ashura Mohammed, hey Sono Juno, good evening to you. Shara Bax, good evening to you. Sing Love. Every Monday right here on Island Zone Radio, it's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken.
Let's go.
Thank you for sharing the link, Chandra. Auntie Nalini. Maureen Ramcharan.
hard lagdi lakhan da note lagdi mauka mila hai abhi hoga na phir ye kabhi sanu da touch kar le ਵੇਟ ਕਰ ਲੈ ਬਾਹੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਬਸ ਅੱਜ ਰਾਤ ਤੇਰੀ
Beautiful Fiona Stort. Hey, Pinky, good evening to you. Nitram Sukmangal, good evening, good evening. Ganesh, how are you doing? Thank you guys for joining us on a beautiful Monday night in NYC. The time is now after 8 p.m. and we are so fortunate to have Attorney Naresh Gehi in our studio today to answer a few questions for you guys. So, Attorney Naresh Gehi, welcome to Shanaz and hey, Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Always a pleasure being with you on the show, Shanaz. East or West, Shanaz and Ken are the best.
Thank you, thank you. And I know right now everyone is asking about immigration, what's going on, and I heard the fees for applying for citizenship will be going up double.
Even the fees for applying for citizenship are going up, and also when you're going to apply for your relative's green card, for example, your spouse's green card, the fees are going up. So everyone has been rushing into an office before October 2nd so that they can save some money. The reason is that it's going to be a big increase. You're dealing with a fee from $725 up to around $1,125 or something of that sort. And I think that's a very big increase in fee, and things are just getting difficult with immigration. So the best thing is that if you're applying for citizenship, or if you're sponsoring your fiance or your spouse, better get it done soon. And also very soon, when you're going to apply for political asylum, there's going to be a fee that has never been in effect in the past, Shanaz.
Wow. Very good information from Attorney Naresh Gehi, guys, and he's been servicing our community for quite some time. His office is conveniently located 104-05 Liberty Avenue, my favorite office. So I must say I'm always at his office, and I'm always referring my friends because I know you take personal care when I refer someone.
Thank you, and even our staff takes very good care with people and everything. We try our best to do a good job for the community as much as we can. The other thing is, Shanaz, what I'm seeing is that things are just kind of becoming difficult with immigration. So if someone wants to sponsor somebody, it would be important to do it now, because as you rightly said, that there are two new things that have come into immigration. You're seeing one is the fee increase. So there's going to be a fee increase in the N400 citizenship form. When you go to apply for a spouse, or if you're going to apply for adjustment of status, they're going to separate the forms. So there'll be a separate fee for people who apply for advance parole, a separate fee that is also increasing for the work permit. So that's going to be $510. Again, there's an increase over there. Then when you're applying for your asylum, there's something we're going to see an increase. So everything is going to increase slowly in terms of immigration. The other thing which we are seeing is that people who are who are home right now, the smart thing they're doing, according to me, as they are filing the papers now, because some people are saying that we are going to wait until things open up after COVID. The problem is that the later you're going to apply, there's going to be a backlog in future. So the best thing is that start putting your papers in, even if you're sponsoring your fiance, your spouse, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, or even if you're applying for citizenship, do it now. Now there's something very important which has come up, Shanaz, that we need to bring to the attention of our viewers. And this was not the case before. In the past, when you used to renew a green card after 10 years.
Right.
So, Shanaz, what used to happen is that when people even had a criminal record, you didn't have to, they never asked you that. But now, when you're applying for the renewal of a green card,
you have to disclose
that is coming up now.
Okay.
And if you lie, you can be in trouble.
Because they're doing background checks.
Exactly. So even if you had a criminal record, be very careful if you're going to apply for the renewal of your green card, because it can become a big problem.
So I would go from, instead of waiting to reapply for a renewal, just apply for citizenship.
Exactly. So what they can do, sometimes you can look at the crime, you can review everything, and a person can save money by basically making sure that if they're eligible for citizenship. So what some people do is that they wait until the last minute, until the green card expires. So why do you want to waste your money by, kind of spending double the fees once you're spending the money for the renewal of the green card? But now what you're doing, you're spending another fee for the citizenship. So the wiser thing to do is get your citizenship so you don't have to have those headaches of dealing with immigration every day in your life.
That's right. Hey, good evening to Arjuna Madre, Angela Ramstrand, how you doing? Good evening to Nadira Mahabir, how you doing? The beautiful Neela Pawaru, good evening. Azima, how you doing? And guys, take advantage of that free initial personal consultation at any office. Call Mr. Naresh Gehi, his number is right there, 718-577-0711. Free initial personal consultation, you know, it's always good to come in and consult an attorney before you make all these decisions.
Also, Shanaz, because of your request, we've also done some new things. We've kept the office open on Saturdays.
That's right, because of the demand.
A lot of people are working. They wanted to come in on Saturdays. And also on weekdays, they can come in. And one other thing which we are doing, and thanks to Island Radio for that, we've been also helping a lot of people, who have all these debt problems. And we have a consultation scheduled for them right away on the same day now.
Wow.
So now some people are getting calls, from debt collectors. Some of them are getting notices from the marshal. So don't worry about it. If you have a notice in the mail from the marshal, or if you got a letter from a debt collector, you can just call the office and walk into our Ozone Park office. So the good thing which you've done in the Ozone Park office is someone has an emergency, let them know I want to make an appointment right now and come in and see us. And the number for the Ozone Park office is very important, 718-577-0711. And thanks to Shanaz and Ken, because we take your recommendations very seriously. So what we've done is that when people in our community, in our wonderful Guyanese community, in the Trinidadian community, in the Surinamese community, and even the Jamaican community, because they love you, and if they are having problems, we've created a special office for that. That's the Forester's office. And they come in over there. They tell us that, hey, listen, my debt collector is bothering me. I cannot pay my debt and I cannot take the stress. So we deal with them. So the good thing is that we take care of them. We make sure that you don't have to deal with the people to whom you owe the debt. And Shanaz, you know very well that a lot of people are without jobs and they cannot kind of, pay the debt.
Right.
So we have some questions here from Bridget Mahabir and we'll take the questions.
That's right. The Queen's office is 118-21 Queens Boulevard, that is in Forest Hills, and I believe your Ozone office is 104-05 Liberty Avenue, guys. His office are always open. Hey, my beautiful cousin, good evening to Michelle. How are you doing? Azima Mahajid, good evening to you. Bridget Mahabir, how long does it take to have your green card?
So, Bridget, it depends on who's sponsoring you. If you get married to an American citizen, within 1 year you can get your green card if you came with a visa here. And you can get your work permit in as early as in 5 months. So next question from Angela. Good evening, Angela. So we are going to answer your question. So she wants to, in order to apply for citizenship, the passport from the original country has to be valid. It's a good idea for you to at least apply for the validity of the passport and we can work with you. But it's good for you to come in and apply now because you'll save some money. So you can come tomorrow and we can see you and we can begin the process for you, Angela.
So when are these fees going in effect?
On October 2nd.
October 2nd. Hey, Shabana Shamshuddin, my beautiful cousin in Guyana. Good evening to you. Nanda Budai, how are you doing, guys? If you have any questions, contact attorney Naresh Gehi. His office is always open, conveniently in Liberty Avenue, I must say. And I was at Queens Boulevard last week, and I must say they are practicing they're taking all the safety measures with sanitizing and the mask and social distancing in the office, because your office is busy and it's helping a lot of folks. So,
and Shanaz, one thing which we have realized, actually, that's a very good question for both of you on the show, is that there are people which is becoming a genuine concern because of COVID, actually. People don't have jobs, and I do understand that, and they are unable to pay their debts. But these debt collectors should stop bothering them.
Right. It's
and
a crucial time.
If they are bothering them, we are here to help the community. So if our people cannot pay because if they don't have a job, we can consider bankruptcy. We can deal with the debt collector. We want you to be stress-free. Therefore, Shanaz has asked us to make sure that when you're looking at debt collection matters, or if you're looking at immigration matters, call the Ozone Park office. We are open. So now we are open every day. So people were thinking in the past that we are closed. We have opened the office in Ozone Park. Come in and see us there.
718-577-0711 is that
sorry,
number.
Maureen, now you should be able to hear me properly.
Thank you very much. Hey, Lena Roy, good evening to you. And she said, I am a green card holder. How long do I have to wait to apply for citizenship?
Now, Lena, it depends how you got your green card. If you got your green card based upon your marriage, then you can apply as early as after 3 years from the date of your green card. And, if you got it from some other way, then you have to wait for 5 years.
Maureen Ramchan, thank you very much. Dear famous John from Queens, our #1 West Indian YouTuber. Hey, for Waka to you guys in Suriname. Rishi Rambali, how you're doing? Thank you guys for joining us, and I hope you're sharing the link and sharing the love. Share it with someone. You never know who might have a question. So, should we get in some tax questions, or we want to talk about immigration?
Yes, so we are going to talk about this new thing that's coming up, Shanaz. That's about, the public charge. So they're going to make life difficult for people who are going to sponsor people just because of this, public charge thing. So
they want to make sure if I'm sponsoring someone, I must be
you
able
have
to take care of
money
them.
on your taxes and everything. You have to see that the person's age is good. It's ridiculous. So I've been telling people before they kind of formalize the law and they get more difficult, apply for your relatives now. Don't wait, because until the law gets developed, you should take the best advantage of applying as soon as possible. And remember, if you come in this week, you can save a lot of money in immigration fees. Because if it goes up, then don't blame me. And also, like, if you're going to apply for your wife or for your husband, you can, you can spend, you can save a lot of money over there. So don't wait until the last minute. October 2nd is the date. Come in and save some money, and that's going to be very helpful for you.
That's right, guys. Take advantage of that free initial personal consultation. Call attorney Naresh Gehi at 718-577-0711. And remember, immigrations are always getting...
the number, I think you can type in, or I don't know how you can...
718-577-0711. That is a number. Azima Majid, thank you very much for sharing and being here. Attorney Naresh Gehi, I personally recommend him to all my friends, and he's been doing a wonderful job in our community and also in the Trinidadian, Bengali, West Indian, you have some really good compliments and referrals.
Thank you so much. And another thing, this is something that, since you'll have this medical show, I thought it's important for us to bring up. This is a very important thing for both of you. Now, there are some people here. The big thing here is that what happens is that you get married to somebody, and after you get married to someone, there is abuse.
Yes.
And there's mental abuse. But people in our community think, let's take an example about a woman. She comes in from Guyana, or she came here from Trinidad, or from, anywhere from the Caribbean, from Jamaica. Now, she's married to this man, and unfortunately, this particular man is abusing her, and she feels that she cannot get a green card. That is not correct. If you are a victim of abuse, and if you are being subjected to extreme cruelty, you can file your own green card on your own. You do not need help from that abuser. So we help many people who come in, they cry, and I sympathize with you. But the good thing for you is American law does not require you to take the abuse. We had a caller actually from Guyana a while ago who said that her husband was telling her that he was going to get her deported if she's not going to listen to him. That's wrong, Shanaz.
Yes, it is wrong. So you took the case?
Yes, we took the case, and we are helping the lady. So the thing is that you do not have to take up abuse.
Do not tolerate it.
Do not tolerate it. Basically, you have rights in this country. And
I'm glad that the laws are actually standing with us as victims,
especially for women. I've seen that, it's sad. I'm not trying to be sexist out here, but even with men, the thing is that even they get abused. So even men have rights when they're being abused. The bigger problem which I've seen is that when people are getting married, right, they all marry happily. But after 6 months, the problem starts sometime. And when the problems start, it becomes a big issue for this wonderful person who doesn't have the green card. Why do they have to be subjected to torture? Just because you're sponsoring the person for the green card? The answer is no. People should stand up for their rights if they are sponsored, and if they married them with love, and if this particular person, a man or a woman, is abusing them, they should self-sponsor themselves for the green card. Why not?
That's right. Self-sponsorship is okay. Gayatri Dwarka, thank you very much. Shanti Singh, thank you very much. Hey, thank you guys for joining us on Island Zone Radio. It's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Today we have attorney Naresh Gehi in our studio tonight, and it's so nice because he wants to give you that advantage. Take advantage of the free initial personal consultation, and he could take up your case, and from around the world he's been working on cases.
Yes, and a few other things that basically, thanks to Island Radio about the questions that we've been getting. And, I've done so many shows with Shanaz that I must thank her for bringing this news to the community. Of course, I can be honest enough and let you know with the highest level of confidence, and and I'll be a straight shooter. I cannot win every case, Shanaz.
Right.
But I can try my best.
You try your best.
A doctor and a lawyer cannot win every case. I want the community to know, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to win every case. If I do that, then I'm lying to you, because nobody can do that. We, as professionals, that applies to Shanaz too, and a wonderful brother too, what we can do here is that we can kind of do our best for you. And we try our best to do for the community. Two or three other things, Shanaz, that came up, which are very important for us to know. People who come in, you call it backdoor, which means they cross the border and they come in, even they should get sponsored through their relatives, because they think that they cannot get the green card. That is not correct. Even if you came backdoor, I've learned that expression from our community.
They say backtrack, but
backtrack, backtrack. Even if you came in backtrack, do you know if you marry a citizen, you may be eligible for a green card, or if your father sponsors you, that can also help you. Or even if you marry a green card holder, that can also help you. But people need to think that they have rights. The problem is that only by sitting at home and thinking one day the law is going to change, you're just wasting your time.
And this country is becoming more and more tougher, and minorities getting subject to charges and overlooking everything.
Yes, and you know why? Because even when I've seen, like when you go before an immigration officer, sometimes when you're in trouble, and when you go to them, they'll only tell you one thing: when you had the time, why did you not act?
That's right.
Because even the judge will tell you, what were you doing for so many years? You cannot tell them that I was busy working.
Be proactive. Take the hands.
It's your job to stand up, that basically, for your rights.
Good evening to the beautiful Shanti Singh. His Queen's office telephone number is 718-577-0711. That is located on 104-05 Liberty Avenue. So check him out. Free initial personal consultation. Shanti, thank you very much. Angela Ramsaran, share the link, share the love.
Yes, and one or two other things that's excellent for our community. This is going to be, I would call it as the Shanaz special secret advice, which I'm giving you, Shanaz, on your show. Now, there are some people from our community who speak in English,
yes,
but they cannot read and write, and they think that they cannot become citizens. That is incorrect. If you are 55 years old, you're 55 years old, and if you've been here for more than 15 years on a green card, do you know that you only have to take the history exam? So you don't have to basically, do the writing test or the reading test. And a lawyer can even go with you inside the room for the interview.
That's right. You have representation.
You have representation, and you don't have to take the written test or the writing test.
Wow.
How many people know that?
And I heard so many grandmas always study that, they have to take the test.
They come to our office and they become citizens, some of them. Prior results don't guarantee future outcome. But if you have decided that you want to become a citizen, doesn't matter, even if you're not a scholar in English, I don't expect you to be one. Even if you speak basic English, we can go with you inside the room and represent to you and stand up for your legal rights.
Mr. Rishi Ramali Fawaka to you guys in Suriname. Hey, Canada, how you guys are doing? And Arjuna Madhu, thank you very much for joining our live stream on Island Zone Radio. It's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. We'll play a beautiful song for you to wake up your Monday night. Where is Selecta Bolt? Let's go. Angela, thank you very much. Hey, Sissy McBell, welcome, welcome. Ryan Jeffrey is snapping, I believe. Let's go. As they say, all is gold. So let's go with Manadole. And I believe Mr. Gehi is a big fan of Bollywood. We'll talk about Bollywood just now.
All right.
मेरा
do. Maureen Ramchur and the beautiful Razia Hussain. Shanti Singh, thank you, thank you. And Shanti wrote, I know someone who got in trouble, who got in 2 times and failed the test.
Okay, so I've had many people who failed the citizenship test many times. But if you work with us and we'll give you a program, and if you study hard, God willing, you can pass. Do your best, you can still pass it. You can come in and see us. We can teach you, we can prepare you. And above all, we can try to go with you. Of course, we can go with you inside the room and stand up for your legal rights.
Shanti, maybe they didn't have proper representation. Sono Juno, good evening to you. Hey, Nikisha, how are you doing? That is Princess Nikisha. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Rishi Rambali. So many rules are changing on immigrations. You want to get up to date? Call attorney Naresh Gehi.
And I believe, the thing is that become a citizen, because that's one important thing I want you all to know. And this applies to a community. Elections are coming, and I want everybody, even Shanaz wants everyone, to go out and vote. So make sure that my biggest request today to the lovers of Island Radio is to make sure that they come out and vote, because that's how our entire community, our Caribbean community, can become strong. I want every person to go out and vote. You know why? Because when you're going to sponsor your relatives, when you're going to look for a job in this country, when you want your children to go to college, all the laws are based upon representation of the people. And we have such an educated community, and you all are so awesome. I love our Caribbean community so much that I want all of you to do us a small favor. Please go out and vote. That's how we all will become known in this country. You want your relatives to come from Guyana. You want your relatives to come from Trinidad, from any part of the world. It's your right to vote. That's how you'll be able to stand up, and you will have the power. Remember what Whitney Houston said? I have the power. I said that our community has the power.
That's right, we do. Aliyah Hamid, how are you doing? Azima Majid, thank you very much. The beautiful Bibi Mohammed. Ganga, how are you doing? Mary Edwards, thank you very much. Angela Ramsaran. Kenneth Ramprasad is in our studio tonight. And yes, we have something special for you guys. Share the link, share the love, as we all say it's so sad that we lost our friend indeed, a DJ for our community. We will pay respect to him. So if you guys have a question, please feel free to comment in our chat box, and Attorney Naresh Gehi will address that. You can call him at 718-577-0711. That is his Queen's office right on Liberty Avenue.
Yes, they can come in, and plus also we have an office in Jamaica. You can come in and see me at my other office in Jamaica also, which is 17329
Jamaica Avenue.
17329 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. We are always there to help people who watch this wonderful show on Island Zone Radio, brought to you by Ken and Shanaz, 2 fantastic hosts. And thanks to Ken and Shanaz for educating the community. And I must tell you why I love the show. Sometimes when I watch the show, I learn so much on the show, especially for this wonderful advice you're giving. And the best way to help them is to share this with your friends.
That's right.
Share the show. And that's how we all become a great community, and we become the voice of the United States.
That's right. Thank you, Attorney Naresh Gehi. Guys, take advantage of that free initial personal consultation. Call his office, 718-577-0711. The number is on our screen there. And he has an office in Jamaica Avenue, as he mentioned earlier. 17329 Jamaica Avenue. Call that office. Make an appointment before October.
Come in as soon as possible. This is a very critical week. If you want to save some money on your immigration fees, then you're going to let us know that the fee went up and everything. This is the time. Don't waste time. Call tomorrow. Tell them I want to come in and get my case started. Even if you're sponsoring your fiancé, your spouse, your brother, your sister, or if you're applying for his citizenship, the time may be now.
Good evening to the beautiful Bibi Dana Ryan, Shabana Shamshuddin. You can read that question. How long does it take for kids, and what age can a kid go with you?
All right. So if you are sponsoring someone who's under 21, and if you're a green card holder, they can come in between 1 and 1.5 years. So even if you're a citizen, if you're sponsoring a kid who's under 21, they can come to America in approximately 1.5 years.
Wow. So what age a parent? You're still obligated to come in?
The parent means if you're an American citizen and if you're over 21, you can sponsor your parents and they can come in 1.5 years. Isn't that fantastic?
That's awesome.
And by the way, someone asked me a question that my parents came here with a visa. They have overstayed the visa, and I'm a citizen. There's good news for you. If you apply now, and if they came with a visa, they can get the green cards in America without leaving the country.
Wow, that is awesome. Take advantage of the rules and the laws, because when you're a citizen, there's so much privileges becoming a citizen.
Very much so. You can get a government job. You can vote in this country. You can sponsor your parents.
You could even serve in the court, what I'm doing right now. Civic
100%.
duty.
Look at that. She's become a juror now.
That's right.
How's jury duty, Shanaz?
It's awesome. That's my civic duty, and I'm there. And I'm so glad that I have a second assistant so I can relax every Tuesday and Thursday in the Queens Community Courthouse.
That's good. Another thing which you notice, I'm sure you know that, when you need your benefits, don't you think it's better for you to be a citizen? You can get
Yes.
a lot more benefits as a citizen. Healthcare can become a problem. Social security can become a problem. Disability can become a problem. Become a citizen. Folks, I'm telling you all, on the lovers of the show, you do not know basically the importance of becoming a citizen in this country.
And you know what? I know someone who waited until the green card expired and then they renewed. They paid that money to
spending extra
renew
money.
that green card instead of just applying for a citizenship. You have to keep renewing that green card over and over, spending
it's
that
wasting
money.
money.
It is.
And
So
another thing, you're going to love this, Shanaz. A person tells me, how long does it take for my brother and sister to come to America? 10 years.
10 years.
The man comes and sees me after 10 years. He told me, Mr. Gehi, I wish I would have listened to you and applied for my brother. I said, your brother would have been here by now. Time flies. People think, I don't want to sponsor because it's taking too long. Time flies, Shanaz.
Yep.
You don't know how the 10 years go.
it does. And so, you might regret not sponsoring them. So bring them in, get the paperwork going, call attorney Naresh Gehi, and his office, I must say, you do expedite services.
Yes, we do. And this week we are doing a lot of expedited services to get those applications in as soon as possible.
So any day before October.
And also for asylums, they should apply soon. There'll be a fee for political asylum coming up. Even if you're doing a battered spouse, get it in now. And there's another good thing about a battered spouse. Do you know if you're a victim of abuse, I don't need the signature of the person who's abusing you. I don't need the U.S. citizen's signature. Plus, you can get a work permit in approximately 5 months. You can also get a travel document to go to your country and come back. What else you need?
That's right. Azima Majid, the telephone number is on our screen there. Check it out, 718-577-0711. Exactly in the middle of our screen, the telephone number is located. Radha Totaram, good evening to you, my beautiful friend. How you doing? Thank you guys for joining us. Mr. Madre, how you doing? Well, I hope to see you there pretty soon. I have VIP treatment when I walk in Queen's Courthouse, I must say.
Oh, that's nice.
Without even inspection and the police or anyone else. Sitting right beside the assistant DA. How awesome is that?
Isn't that wonderful being a juror?
Yes, grand juror.
A grand juror. So that's great.
So guys, do your civic duties and yes, apply for that green card today. Call attorney Naresh Gehi. Nitram Sukmangal, how you doing? Good evening to you.
Did you send someone to jail, Shanaz? Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Shanaz send a man to jail on a jury duty.
That's
Mr.
right.
Gay.
The bad folks, that they have to go to jail. We want to keep our streets clean and gun-free. We all need to be safe in our country.
Okay, the number is 718-577-0711. 718-577-0711. Shanaz, can we type the number or something?
I'll put it right in the chat box. I guess they
All right,
can't see the green.
Shanaz, ICE is harassing me. How do I keep them from chasing me on Liberty?
That's a good question.
They can come in and see us. We can talk about that in person.
That's right. So the beautiful Raji Hussain, get in touch with Mr. Gehi, our #1 attorney in Queens. And I know his office is fully equipped. And
Arjun does a very good job. I do the inspection in all federal and civic buildings. God bless you for the good job you're doing, Arjun.
Thank you, Mr. Madre. And yes, his office is practicing social distancing. They have the sanitizer. The staff is wearing masks. So stop by, see one of his personal, assistant, and they will help you out to get all you need to be done. Angela Ramstrong, good evening to you. Thank you very much. Where is Selecta Bolt on the ones and the twos? We'll take a break and we'll be right back to talk with attorney Naresh Gehi. We do have a beautiful poem coming up for DJ Frontline. So share the link, share the love, and keep commenting your questions. Let's go. beautiful Jean Bhajan, good evening to you. Hey, Mr. Dale Moti from the Sunshine State. How are you doing? Hasina Bano, good evening to you. Rajiv Nandalal, our dancer, is in the studio tonight. Alicia Ahmad, how are you doing? Arjun Amadu, thank you very much. As they say, all is gold. That is for the music. Mr. Bertie Ramcharan, good evening to you. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. The beautiful Bibi Mohammed have a question. Bibi Mohammed.
Okay, Bibi, the answer to your question is that this person can come in and see us, Bibi, and call 718-577-0711. Come in and see us. We'll be happy to help you to review your situation. We are open from Mondays to Saturdays, and the address is 10405 Liberty Avenue, Ozone Park, New York.
Good evening to the beautiful Radha Totaram, and good evening to the beautiful Sharda Budu from Wisconsin. Thank you guys for watching and sharing the link, and I hope you guys take advantage of Mr. Naresh Gehi free initial personal consultation. You know, the advice is free.
Yes, the personal consultation is free, and we are handling cases like, of the Caribbean community from all over the world. So even if in another state, we'd be happy to help you.
But the advice is priceless.
Thank you.
Radha Totaram, good evening to you. Hey, Radha, Deodorine, how you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you. We have two wonderful DJs in our studio tonight, and we do have Mr. Kenneth Ramprasad, also Chandrila, good evening to you. Bertie, how you doing? Diamond Vibes, good evening to you. That is a part of Island Zone Radio and all the wonderful DJs we have on Island Zone Radio. Hey, Jamal Hassan, how you doing? Can a cousin sponsor a cousin?
No, a cousin cannot sponsor a cousin because it's a very distant relationship. Only close relatives like mother, father, brother, sister, and your children, you can sponsor them. A cousin cannot.
Hey, Jean Singh, good evening to you. Mr. Dale Moti, how are you doing? Good evening to the beautiful Angela Moti and Ashwarya. Good evening to Alicia. Thank you very much.
So do you also have Ashwarya Rai on the show?
We have Ashwarya Rai, we have Amitabh Bachchan, we have Amjad Khan. So I know Mr. Gehi is a very big fan of Bollywood. You actually help Bollywood artists.
Yes, I've had the pleasure of working with Shah Rukh Khan also.
Shah Rukh Khan. So anytime I want to see King Khan, I just have to call Mr. Gehi.
And very nice man. I was with him, for quite some time. We spent a couple of hours together. And I must say, he's very intelligent and he's a great guy, yeah.
For Waka to Mr. John Hassan Khan, we have viewers from Suriname watching us.
Yes, so Mr. Gay, I have a question. My son renewed his green card. Looks like it has been lost in the mail. What should you do? You need to get a duplicate green card. Or if you have a copy of his green card, you can come in and show it to us. Let's see what we can do for you. Because he cannot travel without having a proper kind of,
documentation.
Document with him. So be very careful. Get him the green card back as soon as possible.
Sharda Budu, good evening to you. Thank you guys very much for sharing the link and sharing the love. We could see who's sharing that link. So thank you guys very much. Angela Ramsaran, how you doing? And it's always good to have you on board on a serious note.
Yeah, I think Shraddha has this good question. Before she comes in and sees us, what she has to do. So you can also have a Zoom meeting with us. You can email us at info@gehilaw.com, 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 or call us and we can have a Zoom meeting with you if you cannot come in and see us.
Hey, Shamin, Suraj Bali, good evening to you. Thank you guys for taking this seriously because immigration and your status does matter. Whatever you do right now, if you're a citizen, the law is on your side. And if you're not a citizen...
because, I've seen these cases. It's so sad. Shanaz, that's why I like Ken's show and Shanaz's show very much. I know of a person from our community, and what happened? He had a green card for many years, and unfortunately got involved with a crime. And now, because of that criminal record, because it was an aggravated felony, the person got deported.
Wow.
So you have to understand, if you are a citizen, you cannot be deported for most crimes. But if you're a green card holder, even if you came in, if you're a baby, and if you get into trouble with the law, if you have a criminal record, guess what? You can be deported. Yes, you can be deported. Because someone told me, I came in when I was 3 years old, and I committed this crime, and I'm 31. Don't you think I have rights? You may not have rights. You may be deported.
That's right. Hey, Mr. Mohammed Mukim, how you doing? Hiralal Kishore from Toronto. Good evening to you and your beautiful family. And the beautiful Jihan Abraham, Bertie Ramcharan, thank you very much. Veronica and Lochin, how you doing? Where is our beautiful Veronica Jaglal and Mr. Warrior? Radha dear Narayan, good evening to you.
No, Veronica Luchin has a question, I believe.
How long would it take to petition for someone from Trinidad?
So it depends on the relationship. So, it all depends on what, if you are getting married, if you're a green card holder or a citizen, it's going to take a year and a half. If those people are your parents, again, it can be a year and a half. So it depends on the relationship of the person.
Mr. Bertie Ramcharan said, I need a green card living in Canada.
If you're a Canadian citizen, there's good news for you. You can apply for a work visa in America based upon your business. So it's known as an investor's visa. So through the investor's visa, Canadians can basically, start a business and get a work permit on that business. And the wife can also get it, or your husband can get it, and your children can also come to this country on a work visa if you invest money in America, if you're a Canadian citizen. That is fantastic news.
That is great news for you, Mr. Bertie Ramcharan. I hope to see you pretty soon. Mr. Madrid, this is all natural today, so no makeup and not too much lighting in the studio tonight. Just taking it down low. Radha dear Narayan, good evening to you. Where is Mr. Ken Ramprasad? He is right in the studio. And yes, we have a DJ playing a song for you coming up.
So Ken is hiding today because I've taken his spot. So, he said that you take my spot today. So, I said... Shanaz said, why not? Let's have some changes over here. So why not?
That's right. We have Ken coming up reading a beautiful poem for our legend DJ in our community pretty soon. So we have, it's an honor being aside Mr. Naresh Gehi to share all his information.
We should need to devote one song to this legend. मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ, पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है, पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है, पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है.
That's Amitabh Bachchan's movie.
Yes, that's one thing. And the second one is that एक दिन मिट जाएगा माटी के मोर, जग में रह जाएंगे प्यारे तेरे दोस्त. I think that goes very well with a wonderful singer.
That's
what do you
right.
think about that?
Selecta Bolt, I hope you have those oldies coming up. Hey, Harikesh, Meena, good evening to you. Arjuna Madre, thank you very much. Thank you guys for sharing the link and sharing the love. We do have Ken coming up. He will be reading a poem for you. So share that link, share that love. Selecta Bolt will go to an oldies, and you could translate the first one. I know it's an Amitabh Bachchan movie.
Which one? मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ. Means I'm a poet of a few steps. My poem will be just there for some time, and other people will be coming and writing poems. They may be better than me, or I may be better than them. Tomorrow when I die, why should the world remember me? Because people have come and gone. I'm just somebody who's writing a poetry today. I exist today, and I will not exist tomorrow.
Wow.
What a beautiful movie. That's Kabhi Kabhi we are talking about. This came up because of this wonderful DJ. And I think, the two songs that go very well, one of them is, and of course the new song is that, what was the... Kal Ho Na Ho. And I think that's a very good song too.
That's
one is Kal Ho Na Ho. Second one is Main Pal Do Pal Ka Shair Hoon. And the third one is, of course, Ek Din Mit Jayega Maati Ke Mor. Jag Mein Reh Jayenge Pyare.
That's very good. Good evening to each and every one of you. Hey, Jamal Hassan, how you doing? Can a teacher sponsor themselves and their family?
If the teacher is very brilliant, if she has exceptional qualifications, if she has been in the newspapers, if she's a big authority, then she can self-sponsor. Otherwise, what she needs to do, look for a school that can sponsor them, and they may qualify for the green card.
Also, nurses in the medical field. If you're working over here, we have our company sponsor a nurse because she came here on a visa.
See, a few good things that exist for people from Guyana and Trinidad is if you own a business in Trinidad, for example, and Trinidad has something special with them. If you are a businessman in Trinidad, do you know you can start a business and come to America on an investor visa? Not many people know that.
That's great investment.
If you are in Trinidad, you want to start a business, we can help you.
Good evening to Arjuna Madre, Brian Surjnath. How are you doing? And the famous WRES from Guyana. Thank you for being on board and watching our program. Sharmila Prasad, good evening to you. And yes, what other fields we could sponsor as business?
So if you have a big company in Guyana, like a seafood company or any company, you can start a company in America and get papers. You can work on the L visa, L1A as a manager and grow the business. There are ways out there. And another thing, like because of the political problems in Guyana, you can also consider political asylum.
Right. You're
And
afraid
if
of
you've
your
been a
life.
victim of abuse in Guyana from your spouse, consider a domestic relations case.
Self-sponsoring.
And one very important question that came to me. Now, this is an excellent question. This lady is undocumented in America. She's married to another man who's undocumented. And this man beat her up very badly, and there's a police report. She can still qualify for papers under the U visa program if it was a serious assault upon her. So there are rights that people have, but they need to remove time.
That's right. And self-sponsoring. You don't need that domestic violence, spouse.
Right. Depends on the case for sure.
Right. So male or female, if you're being abused, call Mr. Naresh Gehi, attorney at law, and he'll get your paperwork on the go.
And one other thing is same-sex marriage are recognized. So even if you marry someone, a man can marry a man, a woman can marry a woman, and you can still apply, because now you can also marry a member of the same sex and apply for your green card, because DOMA, Defense of Marriage Act, has been repealed.
Wow. So many rules, and yes, the things are changing in your favor, but he can't do the papers if you don't come into his office. 718-577-0711 is the Queen's, actually the Liberty Avenue office, so call him today. Sharmal Pasal, thank you very much. Angela Ramsaran, Brian, thank you. DJ, let's get a beautiful song, and I'll find that oldies for you coming right up on Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. Select the Bolt on the
शायर हूँ पल दो पल मेरी कहानी है पल दो पल मेरी हस्ती है पल दो पल मेरी जवानी है मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ
Movie ka naam? Kabhi Kabhi. I believe he was a poet in that movie.
मुझसे पहले कितने शायर आए और आकर चले गए कुछ आहें भर कर लौट गए कुछ नगमे गा कर चले गए वो भी एक पल का किस्सा थे मैं भी एक पल का किस्सा हूँ कल तुमसे जुदा हो जाऊंगा गोवा तुम्हारा हिस्सा हूँ मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ कल और आएंगे नगमों की खिलती कलियां चुनने वाले मुझसे बेहतर कहने वाले तुमसे बेहतर सुनने वाले कल कोई मुझको याद करे क्यों कोई मुझको याद करे मसरूफ ज़माना मेरे लिए क्यों वक्त अपना बर्बाद करे मैं पल दो पल का शायर हूँ
Thank you,
It's been
thank
a
you.
wonderful, thing to be on the show today. This was such a great show. Thank you to every viewer, and thank you to Ken and to Shanaz. And next time, I promise you, we'll also have another song together, and I'll sing with Shanaz and with Ken next time for you folks.
And yes, they said he's not just a wonderful lawyer, he's a wonderful singer indeed. Natasha Carrington, how you doing? My handsome friend Navin Singh, how you doing? Sharmila Pasal, good evening to you. Angela Ramsaran. I can applause. He could sing and I'll applause. Bibi Mohammed, how you doing? Old is gold, and I like taking you down memory lane. Rishi Rambali from Suriname, Fawaka to you and all the wonderful Surinamis locked on. It's now 9 o'clock. I believe it's time for Ken Rampasad to join me on the program. So guys, keep it locked. We have Select the Bolt. We'll be playing one more song for you. Stay right here.
The song did marvelous.
Where is Select the Bolt on the one?
beautiful garden now stands alone, missing the one who nurtured it. But now he is gone. His flowers still bloom, and the sun, it still shines.
Thank you very much, Maureen Ramcharan. Hey, Sono Juno, good evening to you. Beautiful poem written by Ken Ramprasad.
So, Shanaz, I just met this guy one or two times briefly in Queens. I think one of the show in New York here.
Right, and he emceed for me before. He DJ'd for me before.
And I can tell you it has profoundly disturbed me a little bit to know that he died. And for both of us, actually, it really bothered us because one of the things one of your brother passed away in an accident a couple of years ago. Also, my brother died in 2010 in a motorbike accident. So I could well imagine what the family is going through.
That's right.
And the thing that really I've up late at night sometime and I listen to his daughters sing and his wife sing, and sometimes I tear and I'm saying to myself, I couldn't have done all that they're doing. Singing, knowing that this guy is dead. But God has given them the faith to continue, the strength and the faith to continue. Also, another thing that I observed, Shanaz, and this community is a beautiful community where we all are part of, DJ, the musical world in our Indo-Caribbean community.
The shows, the live events.
And what's so good that people like Cecilia Davy, sing, Shanti sing, and
everyone
so
paid him the respect. Different nights, they were all singing there happily because you know what? We don't reach up just for happy events. We reach up for sad events too. And those are true friends. They're there for you, not just in good times, but in bad times.
That's right. And even Roshan is doing a GoFundMe.
Terry G was there. And yes, guys, please contribute to the GoFundMe, whatever contribution you could give. And every little make a difference.
That's right. And it's a good thing that people are supporting the family in this difficult time. I can tell you that, they are in shock at this moment because he died. He was going to Home Depot from what I was told. Also, as he was going to Home Depot, he wanted to save his parking for his car. And so that's when he took his motorbike and went to Home Depot. Unfortunately, he never made it back home. And it is something for us to talk about. As you know, Shanaz, you and myself, we like to uplift our friends, our viewers on this show. And it is a good lesson for us to learn where when you're leaving home, you always, kiss your partner, let
Your
them
kids.
leave in a good terms because
You
this
never
is,
know when is your last day and you may not return alive.
exactly. So, and this is a sad fate that what, this guy never made it back home. So he's dead. And then we know that on Friday, on Thursday is the viewing, and on Saturday is the funeral. I know Shanaz know more that we are planning to do a live.
We will be going live from there for those of you who don't want to come out and expose yourself for COVID. There's still a lot of folks who feel like they're at risk for getting COVID. And you know what? If you have underlying conditions and diabetes, overweight, stay away from crowds. Wash your hands. Veronica Jaglal, glad to see you on. Thank you for joining us. Razi Hussein, Arjuna Madre, Sharon Bacchus, good evening to you. Joy Rambo and Karen Smith.
Also, I want to say a very special hello to Guava Man, who lives in Woodhaven area. Thanks to have you on, and thanks for your positivity. I know we talk sometimes. Razi Hussein, thanks. Yes, we were there one day. Last week, Monday night, we did our show there. And I want to say thank you very much, Shanaz. We got over 13,000 viewers for that show.
Thank you guys for sharing that link. Bibi Mohammed, we will put the GoFundMe link in our chat box after the program. Bibi Farik, how you doing? Where is Ryan Jeffrey? DJ Fest is the best. Where is DJ Fest? Auntie Nalini Naidu. And yes, feel free to contribute to that GoFundMe link. When we leave home, we never know what the outcome will be.
That's right. And I see my special friend from Florida, Sunita Prashad. Thanks for tuning in. Sharon Bacchus, Satrahan, thanks for watching. She's also, she and her sister are, we are all doing this together. It's trying to make a better world for everyone. And like I said recently, Shanaz, on my show, you know what, if we all can contribute to this world, do a little bit. You don't have to do a lot on a big piece. We all can make a significant contribution in this world.
That's right. The beautiful Razia Hussein, we were there last Monday night because we do want to give everyone a chance. We can't be there every night. Different crowd, different amount of people there welcoming. So yes, John from Queen said Fest is the best when SMS is not around. That's what he just said. Sanita Prashad, good evening to you. Sharda Budu, Michael Nalini Naidu, the famous John from Queens. Karen Smith, thank you.
Also, I see our good friend Michael Nalini Naidu, my favorite couple. Thanks for tuning in. Joy Rambaran, thanks for tuning in. Also, Shanaz, we didn't get a chance to extend our deepest sympathy to Mr. Arjuna Madre, whose mother passed away. And, I called you and I said one of us should try at least go to the funeral. Unfortunately, I didn't know when was the funeral. I didn't until after later on the day, then I knew. So on behalf of myself and Shanaz, Arjuna, we would like to extend our deepest sympathy to you and to your family. And guys, please extend to Madre your sympathy. He is a great guy. Also,
very supporter and very good friend of ours. That's right. And it's not easy losing a parent, especially a mother. So, our hearts are out there with you.
Shanaz, I while I was upstairs and I was thinking about death and so on, I had my fair share too. Coming to the United States, I was 25 years old, just came to the United States 1 year, and my mom died, and I could not go home to see her. A lot of times, but I can't equate myself to anyone else because I try to tell people, you know what, some people are very lucky that they get to see their mother, they get to see their parents, rest in peace. But unfortunately, I was 26 years old when she died, and I could not get to see her. So sometimes I try to count my blessings, in these kind of things. And another important thing, and I know I'm going to let you speak about it a little bit, Shanaz, a lot of times people, they're sorry about a lot of things when people died, and they grieve so much, and a lot of things goes on. But I want to say this, while we are alive, show us the love and do what you have to do for us, so that when we pass on, there's no
you will
regrets,
leave
right?
something good behind. We'll leave good words for people to talk about.
That's right. Our legacy, it is more important than the value that we left
behind. That's right.
Nobody will talk about how much money we left, but they will talk about the kind of person
you
and
are.
I know that I always say to my family, I am so glad, and I always try to tell you exactly how I feel about you too, because I keep thinking about it all the time. I'm very lucky to meet you and for us to cross paths together, because without you, I would not be the Ken Ramkissoon you guys know here on the radio. And you've always been kind and generous to our family. I know that a lot of people probably don't know you out there like that, but Shanaz is one of the best person that I can reach. In fact, in my book, I hope I can dedicate a chapter to her, because she is such a good soul. And I hope that you guys can believe what I'm saying. I know I can call her anytime if I need her help. I can call her if there's a problem. I can shout out to her. A lot of times while I'm driving home, if I have a hard day, I'll call her. I say, Shanaz, this and that, and and she will.
It goes both ways. You are also a wonderful friend, and I could talk to you about anything. Sunita Prashad, thank you very much. And she's extending, courage and strength to the family. Good evening to each and every one of you. Karen Smith, how you doing? John from Queens. The beautiful Razi Hussein said she'll be at the viewing on Friday night. Mr. Madre, I hope to see you there too. And, it's good to be good to everyone. Be the best you could be, because you never know when will be your last.
That's right. Shanaz, and then we talk about death and so on in this segment, and I'm so glad that, you guys get to cover a lot of things earlier with Mr. Gehi, Attorney Gehi, and you guys learn a lot of stuff. And then I want to come in the more somber part where we can tone things down a little bit. But, I always tell people that life, I shall live this life one time. You know what? There is no second time about coming back. So all the good that I can do, let me do it now, because guess what? I will not be passing back this way again.
That's right. And, it's always good to mend things, mend your relationship while you can. Because let's say something happened and, you're out there. You might say you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. You didn't get a chance to apologize for something you did. No teeth and tongue. They always meet. But apologize. Be the bigger person in any relationship, whether it's your marriage, your brother and sister relationship, siblings, they have rivalry all the time. And a lot of things I see now that a lot of siblings are fighting over wealth. We all will die and leave the house and the land that we're fighting for right here. So don't let wealth come between the two of you.
Shanaz, I'm glad you brought that up. And, a lot of times what I say on the show, I want to live. My father, I'm the only son now that survived. We have a house in Guyana, and I tell you something, I don't even care about the house in Guyana. I don't care if it fall today, tomorrow, if you know what I mean. I wanted to stay there. My sister is living there, but I have no interest in living in Guyana. I've been living in the United States for over 30 years, and that's what I want to do. I'm building here in the United States. For those people, it is a shame for people in Guyana, people living in the United States, fighting people in Guyana for properties and all these kind of things. That I'm not going to do, because you know what, Shanaz, I have seen, and as a nurse who used to work in a cardiac unit, I saw a lot of patients who take their last breath. And I could remember sometimes while I'm driving home, I could remember I stand next to that patient trying to survive, make them survive, and I'm praying for them to live. Or sometimes I say, you know what, God, take them, let them go, because you know what.
Yes,
and it's something that people don't know, that sometimes the patient is there, I'm praying, God, take them. You know why? They're older person, they have a lot of bed sores, you can see the bone in their body.
Sometimes being alive is not as easy as you think. They might suffer more here being in bed than just going peacefully.
That's right. And so when I think about all of that and think about when you go to funeral, Shanaz, what are we taking in that hole with us? Nothing. And so I've always told people,
except your good and your bad deeds.
That's right. And I was talking to Fest the other day. I said, Fest, this guy, a lot of people know him and a lot of people love him. He said, Ken, don't worry.
He was the light of the room. You know, he could walk into a room and start being silly just to make you laugh. If you're having a bad day, he will cheer you up.
Also, Shanaz, I smile a little bit because before the show started, I was listening to, I think it's Mona or Tina, the big sister in Berbice, and she had a lot. She was singing actually, and she had a lot of good things to say about DJ Frontline. How he's a nice guy, he's a good guy, always looks out for people, and so on. So, from East, West, North, and South is saying good things about him, and it's so sad a lot of times that the good people and the young people die.
Yes, and it's so sad that you don't get to hear all those things, good things that people are actually saying about you.
Yeah, and that's why I try to say things now
to them.
Let them know while they're alive.
Show your appreciation, show your love, don't hold it back. Chanjalal, good evening to you. Hey, Ganika Singh, how you doing? Good evening to you. Azima Majid, good evening to you. And Razia Hussein, how you doing? Nasima Rahaman, Bagru, how you doing? Arjuna Madrid, thank you very much. My good friend in Toronto, Nasima Rahaman, good night to you.
I see Azima Majid wrote, she asked a question, and I can say this from what I know. What I know is that the grandparents can sponsor the children if there's an unmarried child. If they have a son or a daughter that's unmarried and have a couple children, when you put in that papers, automatically the children, 4 or 5 children, how much it is, they all get a cut because that's what I did some of the papers, and that's what happened.
On one sponsorship,
yes,
on one petition.
that's right. And the father actually sponsored for the son, and automatically all the children name came on the same paper. We had the name on the paper, and all of them came to the United
Regardless of
States.
age.
Right, absolutely. As long as you're unmarried.
Unmarried. Okay, good to know. Good evening to each and every one of you. We had in our studio earlier attorney Neeraj Gehi, and his office is open for a free initial personal consultation. Call him at 718-577-0711. His office is located on Queens Boulevard, Liberty Avenue, and not forgetting Jamaica Avenue. Auntie Nalini Naidu, good evening to you. I was at the wake on Saturday night. It was so sad looking at all the family members. Of course, is indeed.
Also, I'd like to say hello to Ganika Singh, always watching our show, our program. Thank you very much. She's all the way in Canada. Chandralal, thank you very much.
Mr. Madre wrote, our lives is just lent to us for a moment of time. It's for us to acknowledge and respect it. Don't take life for granted. It's not given. It's lended to us. We're on borrowed time, I must say.
Absolutely. When we go to bed, we don't know if we're going to wake up. When we leave our house, we don't know if we're going to come home back. So,
That's right. So love while you can, be the best you could be every day. And this is a good time. This pandemic opened up so many folks' eyes and hearts that it make you realize that everything is short in life.
Absolutely. And not that alone, you are not in control. The man upstairs is in control.
That's right. Life is short, and Auntie Nalini wrote, Arjuna Madre, love and respect.
Absolutely, and we must respect each other no matter whatever it is. Shanaz, and I'm going to talk from experience a little, as we were talking earlier. Years ago, when I was much younger, if somebody do me something, I get mad and I stop talking. I don't want nothing to do with them. But I have learned, and I hope that our viewers can learn too. You know what? I learned now that you don't have to stop talking to them. You can still say hello or good morning and good afternoon, and it's not going to hurt you. If you
be
don't
the
like
bigger
someone,
person.
That's
I
right.
always say, be the bigger person.
That's
You never
right.
know. Well, I would like to say good night to the beautiful Shazi Rahman. Welcome to Island Zone Radio. Shazia Rahman, good evening, good evening. Thank you very much. Razia Hussein, Debbie Suku, how are you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you. The time is now 9:30 in NYC, and a beautiful Monday night. It's Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken every Monday right here on Island Zone Radio.
Also, I know Shanaz, and I'm just going to bring the topic up, and you can talk about it. This is our last week on the
on Facebook Live. But yes, guys, follow us. You never know. Follow Ken Ramprasad, DJ Fest, myself, because we might be joining a new platform. We're not sure which one. I think it's going to be Mixcloud. So keep following us and keep posted of what's happening. And we love to know what's happening also in our community.
That's right. Also, Shanaz, and one of the reasons why is Facebook is making a change in how they do things. They don't want music play on Facebook, so that's why
copyright issues, and also, you're going live at every event. I've seen people just pulling out their phone and they're live at a wake or a funeral. You don't know whose privacy you're violating. So for that, they want to stop all the live feed on Facebook.
Yeah, and but you guys...
Not forgetting the folks who are buying views on the radio platform. They're paying for views, which is, we love you guys for being who you are and the number we have. It doesn't matter how much it's the worth,
That's also, Shanaz...
Quality, not quantity.
Shanaz, yesterday I did a wonderful show about diabetes, and I have to tell you that Miss Linda Finney, she's a nurse, a critical care nurse who is very smart, intelligent. She's the one that works in the OR, probably in ICU. She know all the critical stuff and so on. Very intelligent woman. And so I had her as my guest yesterday on the show and talk about diabetes. So I want to ask our viewers, please, guys, go ahead, and even if you don't have diabetes, go and watch and listen to some of the things that you can do that's going to benefit you and your family. And what happened, we get knocked out of Facebook 1.5 hours into the show. So there is two segment of it, 1 and 2. So please, guys, watch both of them.
Good evening to Sisi Ramnarayan. How you doing? Yashoda Jagasar. How you doing? My beautiful friend in Trinidad, Lana Maharaj Budu. Good evening to you, Debbie Suku. How you doing? Thank you guys very much, Mr. Madre. Thank you guys for sharing the link and sharing the love. If you have questions regarding immigration, please call attorney Neeraj Gehi 718-577-0711.
I see Raza said, what are you guys going to do about Facebook new policy on live feed will be still on. Yeah, we will be on, but we're going to be
on a different
SoundCloud.
platform. It's called SoundCloud. You have to download that app, and you could follow Island Zone Radio. All the DJs are already on that platform.
Yeah. I could, but it's going to be tough on me. I mean, I'll be with Island Zone Radio. I'm dying with Island Zone Radio because I can't forget all the good things that they have done. And Shanaz and myself will always be part until we get old. So you guys are going to stick with us. And wherever we go, we ask that you stay with us. And we will stay with you guys. But, sometimes I probably, Shanaz, I was thinking some shows on my show, I can just go live on Facebook. The thing is that we can't play any music on Facebook.
That's right. So you have to get a better platform. I mean, there are so many platforms you could get audio, but if you want to see you guys and you guys could see us, we want a platform that you could have video also, not just audio. So without further ado, I believe you deserve a beautiful song. Where is Selecta Bolt? Let's go with an oldies but a goodie. On a beautiful Monday night, you're watching Chit Chat with Shanaz Ken. Attention, it's Mixcloud. Sheila Munger, how you doing? Anita, thank you very much. Rohan Naidu. Mixcloud. Download that app, it's free. Big up to Navin Pagu, who was earlier on the program. Rada Totaram, Renita Jeffrey, good evening to you. Where is DJ Fest? I believe it's past his bedtime. Anita said, yes, we could sing. Maybe we can have a lot of karaoke going on without music, right? A cappella style.
The good thing is that Anita is my sister in Canada and she can sing.
She can. Okay, she'll be invited to sing on our beautiful program where we're definitely not having any copyright issues because she's an original singer.
Yes, she is.
Right, I thought good evening to you and Tina Lini. How are you doing? Chandra Law, good evening, good evening.
जीवन
music lovers out there, Mixcloud is the way to go because Facebook is blocking all the live stream directly from Facebook. You could stream from another platform onto Facebook, but go and download Mixcloud, Mixcloud. Hey, Rohan Naidu, good evening to you. Anita Ish is on her way, so we can't wait for you to come and sing in our studio. Chandrila, good evening to you. What's happening in October on SMS? You never know. Follow me, Shanaz Hussain, and on Instagram, Shanaz Musical Sensation _SMS. Something big is happening.
That's right. I want to say special hello to Billy Rameshwar. He lived right in Lenora, and I'm from Lenora too. So it's good to have you on, Billy. Also, our very good friend, our own Neela Pawaru, she's on. Didn't hear from her a while. She's been quiet.
She's been busy planting her garden, and I must say, her same is looking very good.
Probably we should drive up upstate and get some.
We should definitely go pick some same. We'll take a squash for her, you know.
Yeah, I see that you have 2 squash, and I was counting on one.
I have more than 2 squash.
All right.
I call them ram sheep. And a friend of mine dropped a squash for me this morning too. I planted this first time ever. I planted that Indian squash, the round one.
Right, I see that one. I see two
And
of them.
I didn't cook any as yet, but I gave away a few. I believe you tried one.
I got one of your squash already.
See, he got one of my wrong
We
squash.
get one of her squash long and fine. Not the wrong one,
No.
the long and fine one.
He get the long and fine one. I have the wrong one at home. So guys, it's good to plant. You know, be occupied. Whatever is going on, it's good to take your mind off by doing some gardening. And I love gardening. No matter how busy I am, I make time for my garden. I plant bora, I plant corolla, squash, and you know I have all my fruit trees. So it's good to plant. It takes your mind off of stuff.
And then it's organic too. When you
It's
take it
organic.
out, you know?
I have tomatoes. They're like 2 pounds already, but they're still not ripe.
Oh my.
So
you know, Shanaz, if it's still green and the weather comes and it's green, you can make pepper sauce with that.
with the green tomato,
Yes.
pepper sauce.
Yeah, sour. Actually sour.
Okay.
To eat with the pulauria and bara and so on.
Well, you'll make the pulauria and I'll make the pepper sauce.
Or you could bring it and we do everything right here.
That's right. Good evening to each and every one of you, beautiful Neela Pawaru, Sono Juno, Auntie Nalini Naidu. And yes, it's good therapy being in the garden. And I have time. I have fine time. I planted just a stem of them, you know, a small, and it's this big now, and the broadleaf thyme. So it's good. It's very therapeutic being in the garden. And it's what is better is that you could reaping those things and cook them. That's the awesome feeling, knowing that you're cooking a squash from your garden or a corolla from your garden.
You know, and no matter whatever I think, Shanaz, it's a good thing to be productive. I like to, when I come home every day, to do something that's very important, to make my life more meaningful than to sit all day doing nothing, if you know what I mean.
Yes. And I know, you know, folks in Guyana, it's so sad that I went to Guyana and everybody has this lawn, this big, beautiful lawn that's not planted. They're waiting for a hand-me-down. They're waiting for the folks in America. I believe we're spoiling them, you know. They want to live the life we're living. You know what? We walk through snow to get to work. You know, we get up 5 o'clock in the morning. So big up to you folks in America who are making bread, who's taking care of your family. But, you know, it's good to take care of your family back home, but I'm not spoiling nobody.
Absolutely. And I know that you're talking about Guyana. You know, on serious note, I know we collected so much Pampers and so much
Yes, wheelchairs, hospital beds and everything. Those are things I would love to distribute because those are for people in need. You know, it's not easy getting a wheelchair in Guyana. It's not even easy getting a wheelchair here unless you have a Medicaid card or a insurance card.
Yeah. And I'm thinking seriously, probably I go with you to Guyana next year.
Big things are happening. Yes, I am grounded. I can't leave the country, I must say. I can't leave the country for the next 6 months.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
That's like, you know.
By March next year you can go.
I could travel again, that's right. Hey, Saeed, how you doing? Good evening to you. Angela Ramsuran, Radita Jeffrey, good evening to you. No, you will be on live again on Facebook. And yes, www.islandzoneradio.com 24/7. No matter where we stream, we will be on www.islandzoneradio. And DJ Fest have that option of making a video available there also. So you never know which way we'll go. Just keep following us on Island Zone Radio. And Mr. Madre said he wants to go to Guyana, but I'm not taking Mr. Madre with us to Guyana because he turned his back on Guyana. 45 years he's living in this country and didn't go back to Guyana.
Shanaz, you know what I'm going to say in our Guyanese thing? He want lash.
He want lash. He called himself a good Guyanese, but he never went back to Guyana.
He wants some lash. I see Angela is on and she's talking about if you have cherry tree. I know where she's going with that cherry tree business. But, you know, she is
You know what? I don't know if I climb that cherry tree and all the cherry die.
Oh, Jesus. That's a true story. Angela, she climbed her cherry. I think she climbed the cherry tree and all the cherries start rotting out and all these things, all the peel and everything. So that's why they said it's not good for women to climb tree, really, too, you know.
Why not? Only guys can do it. If you can climb a tree, I could climb a tree higher.
All right. It's a good
You
thing.
know what they say? Anything a man can do, a woman can do better.
I see. Madri said he's going to go. Well, that's a good thing.
Mr. Barrett Messire, how are you doing? Good evening to you. The beautiful Monday night in NYC. And it's just good to sit down and chill, sit down and talk. Sometimes you don't have to plan what to talk about. Just be open and talk about everything.
That's true. And, you know, tonight was one of them nights that I didn't really plan anything to talk about because I thought there was going to be so many things to talk about. I also see Mary and Lou Ramdani watching us from Canada.
And Maureen Ramcharan said, Angela, you want some lash too.
Yeah, well, hey, but they are good friends, the two of them, so we can get involved with them. They love each other. They're always love fight on Facebook, so which is a good thing.
Mr. Madra, good evening to you, the beautiful Renetta Jeffrey. Guys, follow us on Island Zone radio page to know what's going on and all this Facebook Live. You know, so many radio stations are actually buying views, and it's causing all this commotion of, you know, restrictions and copyright issues.
Yeah, it's a lot of copyright issues.
So this is our last live Monday on Island Zone Radio on Facebook Live, but we'll be back next Monday, and on Thursday, Shanaz Musical Sensation. You never know what platform we'll be on, so check out Shanaz Musical Sensation on all the DJs because they're on Mixcloud, M-I-X Cloud, Mixcloud.com.
Not iCloud.
Not iCloud.
Not iCloud.
Not SoundCloud.
It's true. It's so true. But whatever we do, wherever we go, we will definitely let you guys know. Shanaz will let you guys know on her page. I'll let you guys know on my page. Also, DJ Fest, Ryan, he knows everything that's going on. Actually, I don't know much that's going on. I'm waiting on him.
Too many copyright issue. Angela Ramstrong, good evening to you. Mary Ann Lou, how are you? I hope you're doing fine. I hope you are keeping safe with your loving family. Each and every one out there, we care about you, and we love being here every Monday night entertaining you guys because sometimes it's just good to have a good laugh.
That's right. Oh, he said he didn't went to Guyana in about 34 years.
That's Angela didn't go back to Guyana in 34 years.
Oh, Angela? I see. Oh, yeah, Angela didn't go in. She want lash too.
Yes.
You better be careful with me. But she's trouble for work we're doing. We can't care Angela. She will get through it all.
I wouldn't call myself I met a guy and he always badmouthed Guyana. He said, I've been in this country 45 years. I don't care what's going on in Guyana. Nothing comes out of conversation when you start talking about Guyana. So I'm like, how can somebody be so bitter? You migrated from Guyana for a better life, but you don't have to be that bitter about it.
You know, Shanaz, I left Guyana a long time, about 30 years ago, but Guyana is where, if you open my heart, you will see the flag of Guyana.
Red,
really
green, yellow.
Yes, the black and everything. And you guys, some of you may know, or you may not know that Shanaz and myself, we do collect things to send to Guyana, Pampers, whatever we collect, wheelchair, beds, we collect all the weekend walker, and so on. So
we have an entire container, and thank you guys for donating to that GoFundMe link. I reached my goal of $2,000, and I want to thank Mr. Madri for his generous donation. He made a big donation. The Save Happy organization also made a wonderful donation. My good friend John from Queens made that donation, and I know I didn't post that publicly a lot, but I sent it to a few friends who I know can afford to do it. And I reached my $2,000 donation, but I want to send that container when we could go there ourselves to distribute it, you know.
Yes. And it's a good thing to do. And guys, if you have, in fact, somebody called me, was yesterday, they text me, and they have a lot of Pampers too. So probably sometime this week, I'll go pick up the Pampers. We don't talk a lot of things that we do really because, you know, Shanaz have her 2-car garage just full of stuff that we have to send to Guyana. It's
a 20-foot container we'll be sending, so that's a lot and lots of stuff. If you know someone in need, just send us the list, and we'll be doing the distribution from the humanitarian mission in Port Morant. So big up to Mr. Sugrim for giving us that privilege for the distribution from there.
And, you know, I didn't realize that I just got a text, Radhika Jaikaran. It's good, you know, and that's a good thing. I didn't know that she was listening, so after I talk about the Pampers, she just texted me and she said thanks. So Radhika Jaikaran, I want to say thank you very much for thinking of us and allowing me
Calling
to go pick
upon.
up all those Pampers. Tell your family thank you. I'm going to call them tomorrow. So it is so true. There's so many people that's watching.
I have
us
to
and we
pick up a
don't know.
wheelchair and a walker all the way in Westchester.
Oh my.
And one in the Bronx. So that's what we do on our part time. You know, sometimes we get out of work, Ken will be on the road getting something, or I'll be on the road 12 o'clock at night because that's when we have the time. During the day we work. So at night, that's when we do most of our, you know, humanitarian. Do the good you could do today. Chandra, good evening to you. Mary Ann, Lou, Angela Ramsaran, Maria Harris, welcome, welcome. You are quite late. Good evening to each and every one of you. And we're glad you made it on our Monday live. Check it out on Island Zone Radio. You never know what platform we'll be on the radio.
Also, you know, Shanaz, this guy, Hasrat Yusuf, he's a singer. I'm sure you know him. He is a popular guy, and it's so positive. I like him, you know.
Yes, good night to you, Mr. Hazrat Yusuf. And yes, good night to each and every one of you joining us on Facebook Live. What else would you like to talk about? Put it in our chat box, and we will go with it.
Guess who came back from Guyana the other day? My aunt Dolores Seagoben, after spending 7 to 8 months in Guyana because of the COVID-19. She's back now. I'm lucky I get some pera and some sugar cake.
I want some jamun from Guyana. What's your favorite fruit from Guyana, guys? The beautiful Liz Paduman is just joining us. And I love jamun. Just put some salt and pepper, put it in the sun a little bit. And, you know,
Shanaz, you know how
cashew pear I love also.
You know how I used to eat the jamun? Oh gosh, I don't know, but I probably would still do it now. I used to get that jamun, mash it up good with my fingers, and then put some salt and pepper and tear it up.
Auntie
miss
Nalini
those
Naidu,
days.
good evening to you. Maureen, thank you very much. Where is Mr. Rajin? The beautiful Liz Paduman.
That's right.
That's right. She said some people left Guyana 34, 40 years and they can't. I would never, you know, never badmouth homeland Guyana.
Yeah, that's our country, girl. That's where we were born, and that's where our navel string.
And Angela Ramsaran says she loves star apple. I remember they have monkey apple. I love cashew pear.
That's right. That's right. And Shanaz, I eat a lot of star apple when I was growing up. My best friend had a big star apple tree, and his parents never used to live there. And so me and him, we used to go and climb the tree, sit down, chit chat, spend a couple hours there, eat.
It was Chit Chat with Ken and who?
And Devo, Davindra Kumar. And then they had a nice guinea tree, a sweet guinea. So man, I eat a lot of fruits growing up.
Last July, I was actually in Guyana, and if you remember, the first thing I did, I touched down, I had a bucket of guineps and guava came to my door. Debbie Suku, how you doing? She said sugar apple. I love sugar apple, and I love, what do you make that drink with? Not passion fruit.
Passion fruit?
Not plum.
Sorry?
Sorrel drink. I love sorrel too.
I like mango drink too.
Mango drink.
Grate the mango and mix it up and put some sugar and stuff.
Sapodilla, that's my favorite fruit also. I love sapodilla. I mean, it's really big, guys. It's good for cancer right now.
Wait, soursop.
Soursop, that's right. Soursop leaf is also good to make tea, and soursop you can make a milkshake with, you know.
Also, I see my neighbor is watching Debbie Roberts.
So the folks in Guyana, I don't think they know how important it is with the fruits, you know, how beneficial the fruits are in Guyana. I mean, guava leaves, you boil it and it's good for, Ken, what is it good for? Hair
Guava leaves is
loss.
good. Yeah, absolutely, and that's why you have
Hair
some.
loss.
I see somebody said Shanaz have nice black hair.
Yes, I use a lot of guava leaf.
Also, I want to say good night to our good friend, Miss Maria Harris. And Harry Shivdat is on, your good friend.
And hey, Rajdeo, good evening to you. Joy Rambaran said, golden apple. I love golden apple. You know, it kind of stick up in your teeth.
Yeah. It's probably clean your teeth, so we didn't know the value of that thing.
And how about black sage? How many of you remember black sage?
I love to brush my teeth with black sage.
Harry
Back in the day.
Shivdat, that is Mr. Harry Shivdat. He made a very generous donation. Him and his brother, that is Dr. Shivdat, made a very good donation to my GoFundMe link. And Angela Ramson, thank you very much. Angela Lal, I'll post that GoFundMe link if you guys are feeling a little bit generous to, make a donation there, because, oftentimes we do shows and we raise the funds to ship our medical supplies to Guyana. But this year we really didn't do a lot of shows. We did virtual shows.
Also, I see our good friend of the show, Rajan Narayan. He's on. Good night, my brother. This boy just be posting
Cherry
something.
drink.
I said, oh, Jesus.
Make some good Guyana cherry drink. Well, I'm getting a package from Florida with all the Guyana fruits and Guyana cherry from Florida. Auntie Nalini said, I love sugar apple. Mr. Harry Shiv that said, what is a carambola?
Carambola. Wait. That's five finger.
Carambola is five finger?
Right.
Okay.
What else you call it? Shamrock.
Shamrock is five finger
Right.
too? Wow. Good night, each and every one of you. Hey, Shanta D. Harris. Amen. Good evening to you. The beautiful
Ann, who
Maria
said
Harris.
Pineapple and guava. That sounds beautiful.
I love pineapple from Parika and Georgetown side. Going to the airports, we used to get a lot of pineapple, and they're always very sweet. You know, so much things we love from Guyana. There are so many opportunities, and not forgetting I have a few friends who will be going back to open businesses to make homeland Guyana better. And we still have our missions at Women's Shelter. And I know I want to do a women's shelter.
And me too.
And Ken will be doing a women's shelter.
You know, probably you do one in Barbados, I do one on the West Coast, and then probably together we can do one in Essequibo.
You never know. So, guys, with your love and support, anything is possible. Auntie Nalini said she loved downs and guava, and we had a guava tree, right? This guava used to smell so sweet, but when you bite it, it's like a lemon.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a don't judge a book by its cover.
That's right. I see Raj Deo. Thanks for tuning in. Liz Paduman, our good friend Paduman.
Marianne Lou said pineapple and guava. Rajana Ryan, how you doing? What's your favorite fruit from Guyana? We're taking you down memory lane. We want to talk about the fishes. Sunfish.
What's your name? I was going to talk about catfish just now.
I love sunfish from Guyana. I love gale baka. I know everybody say gale baka, but sunfish is a good fish.
You know, I like hassa, a good hassa curry. You know, and I like any fish that you can eat with
mango and
inside.
Saijan.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. But then say all fish is sweet, Shanaz.
That's right, Harry. He said the best pineapple come off of Linden Highway. That's the way we go to the airport. Hey, Sunita Balgobin, good evening to you. Rajana Ryan, don't take anything for granted. We left Guyana. We didn't know the value of all the fruits we had in Guyana, but here we are. And every supermarket I go to, I will look for guava. You know, I will look for guava. Yeah. I believe you're next to a Chinese store that has fruits, and I've been there before. Joy Rambrand said catfish. Thank you, Mr. Madre. I know I could count on you, a really good friend. And a friend in need is a friend indeed.
So we have Mr. Arjun Madre said that he will help you with sending the container to Guyana. So that's a good thing. I know he helped you a couple of weeks ago. He brought some money in the studio for you.
That's right. Very generous donation. Save Abby made a very good donation. Harry Shivdat, Dr. Shivdat did a good donation. And Gale Baka is now Gold Baka because of the demand. You know, when I was in Guyana, I was looking for Gale Baka egg. You couldn't find Gale Baka egg. You couldn't find Gale Baka because they were exporting them to New York and to Canada. So, you know, the folks in Guyana need some things too, but it makes so much money exporting this thing. So all the fishermen rather exporting it, including the Hassa.
But I think that we should be able to get it back soon with the change of government. And I think that from what I was hearing, that conversation came up when the Secretary of State went to Guyana. So let's hope that it's going to happen.
Mr. Mike Pompilio. And yes, it's good news that the sugar factory will be actively again pretty soon, right?
Yes,
that means job for all the folks in Guyana.
Especially
Jobs.
for Indo-Guyanese, because, you know, a lot of people, Guyanese, that's what they depend on.
Their primary job was in the sugar industry.
We have, and I know that you grew up on a sugar estate because your dad was doing a good job.
My dad started out as a field foreman, worked his way up all the way to, you know, and then we got a house in the estate. So thank you to my dad. I must say, we lived a good life. You know, it was awesome having chauffeurs and cooks. We had 4 cooks at one time.
What? And you slim like that?
4 cooks at one time. You know, you wake up to everybody, the gardeners doing the garden, your chauffeur picking you up to take you to school, waiting for you by the school door. So we really had a good life in Guyana.
So Shanaz had a very privileged life.
Yes, but the best time I had was when I go with my friends, my cousins, you know, the one who wasn't so fortunate, you know. We could go swim in the creek, we could go climb the jamun trees, go in the lakes and all those things, plant your own garden, harvest your own vegetables and cook like that. So I did, we had families, our aunts, you know, the rich, I must say, all the ice factories and stuff, big up to the folks in Guyana, Demerara Ice Factory, Berbice Ice Factory, all my aunts there. You know, when you go to their house, you as a kid, you're always restrained. Like, you don't want to touch anything because you know the value of these things, how expensive they are. So you don't want to go to the rich folks' house. You want to go to someone who you know you'll have a good time. And believe me, the poorer you are, the more fun you are.
Right.
You know, growing up as kids, we had the most fun with my aunt who used to live in Crabwood Creek and my cousins there in Crabwood Creek. So, Harry Shiv, that good evening to you. What is Mr. Madre saying? Sidiam. Oh, that's the one you have to roll.
Right.
Okay.
I like Sidiam too. Yes.
And not forgetting, my dad is in Guyana. He is so happy that he's back home. He sent me pictures of his sugar cane because I love sugar cane.
And as I see Shanti sing on our live, I want to say personally, Shanti, I want to say thank you so much for your support. On behalf of all of us, you have been going to the Wake House and sing.
Wonderful. And Shanti went all the way to India to do her humanitarian work. You know, she went all the way to India. She's been giving us pampers and wheelchair as much as, you know, serving our community with her voice.
You know, Shanaz, I got to tell you, I just came into this kind of industry. You are in this for a long time. And I have to tell you, it feels good knowing that you have people like Shanti Singh, Sushila Devi, Roshan and so on, who's helping out in so many ways. So you have to feel good knowing that you have people who will embrace you in difficulty times.
And these are the folks we could count on at every event, whether it's a paid event or a charity event. They are always there to support the promoter and the community. So, hey, Arjuna Madra said custard apple. That's something I never had. Is there another name for it, maybe?
Which one?
Custard apple.
Oh, God, I hear the name, but I can't remember, Shanaz.
Mr. Madra, is there another name that it goes by? And Harry Shiv, that I know he spent some good time in India. He loved India, but a born Guyanese. Hey, Renata Jeffrey, good night to you. How you doing? Live life to the fullest.
Yes, and it's good to have Renata Jeffrey on our live because, this is DJ Fest sister, and I can't tell you how this family, too, has done so much for New York City. DJ Fest entertain us. Also, we have the #1 dancer in the world,
D-Raj Gaya Ram.
That's her.
Shanti
uncle.
Jeffrey, wonderful mom of DJ
Yes,
Fest,
I love her mom too. She's such a sweetheart. I miss her. I don't get to see her as much. She's always warm.
Yes,
Nice
she is.
person to be
Warm and
around,
loving. Shanta D. Harris, how you doing? Good evening to Underground Song. Mr. Alvin Ramsaroop, how you doing? Good evening to each and every one of you. Custard apple is sugar apple, so I love sugar apple.
Okay, good.
And just for that, you could check out, I just came up with my memory last year on Instagram, all the fruits I was enjoying in Guyana. So I have to post it on Facebook. I don't always post on Instagram, but I'm always on Facebook.
But, Shanaz, I've been doing a lot of reading about fruits and vegetables and so on. And so on this note, I would like to encourage our people, start eating fruits and vegetables like kale and so on, guava and
spinach,
and
all those. Poi bhaji is full of iron. It's full of iron. And papaya, what is the benefits of papaya and the papaya seeds?
And even to the papaya, it helps you don't get constipated and so on. So, guys, make sure you add all these, and a lot of nuts good for your heart too. So,
what kind of nuts, Ken? What kind of nuts good for your heart?
All kind of nuts. Shanaz, I always think Shanaz when we go down that route. I make her blush.
Walnuts.
Walnut. We got cashew nuts. We got peanuts. And nuts. It's nuts.
Go nuts over nuts. Laughter is the best medicine. If you can't laugh, you can't have a good time. Anita, good evening to you. Angela Ramsar and Shanta D. Hey, Chandrelal, good evening to you. The beautiful Shanti Singh. Harry Shiv, that said papaya has vitamin E. And you know what I did? I chopped some papaya, I put in a Ziploc, and I put it in the refrigerator. When it becomes ice, you made a smoothie with it,
Right. I see Guava Man. Hey, got a good name, Guava Man. He said, what about the sugar estate becomes hemp farm? You know what, to me, Shanaz, whatever they do, I'm glad that they're going to do something because There's
as long
so
as
little
there's
out of the
jobs,
job
as long as
creation,
it, yeah, they create job for, the community and the folks in Guyana. We need jobs, because without jobs, it leads to depression, it leads to divorce, it leads to suicide,
Separation, yes,
separation.
right,
There's so many negative things that come out of losing a job,
stress.
not able to provide for your family. It's mental torture.
Absolutely.
A man needs to feel that he could provide for his family. And we need our females out there in Guyana to go back to school, get a job. It's sad that when you walk into the airport or any, civic service, you don't see females there.
But now I think
You don't see Indo-Guyanese, females out there. Get out there, reclaim your position, show them that you could do the job any man could do. And on that note, and I know anything Apache could do, I could do better. So good night to Apache Warrior and his beautiful family. Hey, Sisi Ramnarayan, good evening to you. Dundee, Florida.
I want to say a special shout out to Sharda Budu. I heard that she can sing too. She's from CI, and she's like a Kanchan back in the day. So I'm going to get a CD from her, and we're going to play it one day. So special hello, Sharda. Thanks for watching. My sister said Barahar. I love Barahar.
What is that?
It's like a kind of a fruit, but it's kind of hairy, small, hairy at the top. But I love it. It has a nice...
Ken said he loved fat pork too. Apache said he loved fat pork.
Yeah, you know him, yes. So that's a good
How was
thing.
stinking toe?
Oh, I love stinking toe. I love stinking toe too. But the other day I tell my Aunt Doreen, I said, man, when you're coming back, bring some stinking toe for me. To be honest with you, I love stinking toe. I
love breaking it because I had a hammer and I would sit down and break a whole bowl of stinking toe. Just bang. So it's good to take out your anger on some stinking toe.
Yes, so whatever the government do, is as long as they can, create jobs for people in Guyana to be able to work and take care of their family. That's all that matters to me,
Right. Job creation is very important, as Mr. Harry said. Job is important. Yes. Hey, Watless Yasin from Florida, good evening to you. We're talking about all the fruits we can have in Guyana. Not forgetting we can have them in Florida. I know where you live, and I could see your garden. So good night to you.
You see them say? You see, I don't know.
Stinking toe is locust.
Yeah, and you see, Madre say, all fat pork sweet. Well, I think so too. I second the motion, and let's see what Angela says. Lol, fat pork, Maureen. Got that.
Apache said he's missing the show. The only night we're talking about nuts. He's missing the show. Nuts and fat pork. Can you believe?
If you put the two together, it'd be good.
Well, guys, it's a good night to be laughing. Make someone laugh. And if someone don't have a smile, remember to share your smile with them. The world need more laughter. The world need more love. The world need you to be your best every day.
That's right. And Shanaz, I try to give a smile every day. It take go a vary. As I always tell people, I'm not that handsome guy, but I think because I have a beautiful smile and a good personality, I know my value and I know my worth. So when you have a beautiful smile, you open the door for a lot of things, and people will come to you. A lot of people, I see my patients come, and they're glad when they see me, and they miss me and all these kind of things. So always wear a good smile on your face.
That's right. As my office door is always open. Sometimes the doctor said, "Baby, why is this person in your office and not mine?" I said, "Because they know they could talk to me, right?" Mm-hmm. You have to be approachable and lovable. Approachable. And by looking at you, someone might be turned off or say, you know what, I'm not going to talk to that person because they're too serious. But yes.
Right, Shanaz. And, with my job and your job and so on, we do job that, patient, how we carry ourselves could help patients. And they see a smile, they have something bothering them, they could come talk to you. And always, and not only now because I have this show, I always try to have meaningful conversation with my patients, especially, those who was raped, people who do drugs and all these things. I try to get into them to know what's going on with them. So I could talk
have empathy.
On this show. And despite whatever we do in life, we should always, and you said the right word there, we must have empathy with our brothers and sisters in life.
That's right. Liz Hafsidium Oh, who is Liz? That is beautiful Liz Paduman. So we should be going to Liz for Sidium. Mary Ann Lou, how are you? Apache Warrior, good night to you. Apache Warrior love to do gardening too. I believe I have an entire envelope with seeds. He shared his seeds with me.
Who?
Apache.
Oh, jeez.
All his fortunate seeds he shared with me.
I see Alvin Ramsroop on. Always good to have him on. And he says a smile goes
He is a
long.
wonderful DJ too in Schenectady. So if you guys need a DJ in Schenectady, Alvin Ramsroop, underground sound to the world. And a smile goes a far way. Yes, indeed.
And and to say about Alvin, what I like about him, although we have never met, and I hope I could get to meet him sometime. He comes across, and people don't realize that he comes across as an honest and decent guy. And sometimes we don't know, and that's how people judge us too. They know us, right? Despite someone never meet us, they from Canada, all over the place. They
That's
love
right.
us, right?
It's good to be kind. It's good to be you. No one could be you except you. Hey, Nalini, I'll go. Good night to you. Good night to each and every one of you.
Let me see all his seeds.
I have all Apache Warrior seeds. Same seed,
Oh God.
okra seed, squash seed, all kind of seeds. He's a wonderful gardener, and he shared his seeds with me.
Hope he never bring no fat poke seed for you now.
No, I have the fat poke seed.
You will make me hyperventilate in this studio.
It's
today.
good, and it's really hot in the studio. Not forgetting the
So we have a good night tonight. I'm so glad that we could talk a little bit because there's so much stress we going through now, and then I know during the coming days we will go through a much more stress after the funeral of the late DJ Frontline.
So, guys, I hope you could show your love and support. Go by DJ's Frontline's family. Show them your love. He's no longer here, but that doesn't mean we have to leave them behind. This is the time that they need us the most. And a friend indeed is always a friend indeed. So show the family how great of a friend you are to DJ Frontline. And I hope to see you guys there. Maybe Thursday. We'll be there on Saturday. DJ Fest was also there representing Island Zone Radio, I believe last Thursday.
Yes. And guys, please don't forget to share our live when we come on Friday, on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock.
That's right.
We'll
be
at the
live.
funeral home.
For those of you who can't make it or who don't want to expose yourself to COVID, remember, COVID is very serious and it's going to be coming back pretty soon. It's not gone. It's still here, but we kind of keep it under control by washing, sanitizing our hand, wearing our face mask. So continue doing that and continue keeping your little ones safe also. I know going back to school is a hard thing. So for those of you who are homeschooling, big up to you. It's a big cap to wear. Being a mom, homeschooling your kids, it's a lot of job. So keep watching Shanaz and Ken every Monday. Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken for some good laugh, some good jokes, and something real.
That's right. We love you guys, and that's why we're bringing this show to you. As we said before, this life is a one-shot deal. We are not coming back. So treat each other respectfully. Be kind to each other no matter whatever you're going through. And, Shanaz, no matter what you see, sometimes things are hard for you, but it's harder for some people. So be kind to those who you meet. That's
right. Make their path a little bit easier or walk their path with them sometimes. Shanti saying good night to you. One love to each and every one of you. Minwati Ramprasad. Hey, Minwati Ramprasad. You share the same name.
Yes.
Alvin Ramsaroop. Good evening. Remember to give a smile, share a smile, or lend a hand to your neighbor.
So, guys, I think we're coming up to, it's 9:59 now, and I know some of you have to go and plant some seed, but whatever seed you are planting,
do it in the garden.
That's right. Don't plant no fat poke seed tonight, okay? On that note, Shanaz, you want to say?
Well, good night. I hope to see you guys on Thursday to make you dance a little bit because they said dancing is the best exercise. It releases the happy hormone call.
That's right. Oh, God, you make me forget now.
It's not estrogen.
No, it's not. No, it's not estrogen. But it's all good hormones in your brains that you would need to release, okay? So continue to do good for the rest of the week. And don't stress yourself out too much. Stress skills, okay?
That's right. Stress skills, laughter makes
serotonin.
Serotonin, that's right. Let's release some happy hormones. Dance a little bit, sing a little bit. Be the best you could be because someone is always watching. You never know who might be looking upon you, and you might just uplift someone.
That's right. Until then, you guys have a very pleasant week ahead of you. And again, try to make a difference in this beautiful world we live in. It's a beautiful world, to be very honest with
It is
you.
beautiful. Some folks just make it bitter and take on too much. You know, we all have stress. We all deal with it differently. So if we want to say one thing to you is read a book, go out, take a short walk wearing your mask, you know, and sit in the park sometime, read a book. It's very good for your mind.
That's right.
Ease the
Until then,
tension. Until then, love you, miss you, Mr. Madre, Auntie Nalini, Angela Ramsaran, Shanti Singh. We love each and every one of you, and we'll be back right here next Monday with a very informative topic for each and every one of you.
That's right. Until then, have a very pleasant week, okay?
Go
Love you
nuts
guys.
for nuts. And remember to have a little more fruits in your diet. It's very good for you. We want you guys to be alive, healthy, and well for a really long time. Harry Shivdat, good night to you. Thank you for always love and supporting Shanaz Musical Sensation and Chit Chat with Shanaz and Ken. The beautiful Radha Totaram, good night to you. Anita, good night, good night. And I'll give you guys one to get on the dance floor. Let's release some
Serotonin, baby.